So we're gonna come right out of the gate today, really scripting, really scripting. The swing is gonna live in the mind. Swing is gonna live in the mind. The better the thoughts are, the better result we're gonna get, and we're gonna put that to the test now. So start warming up your golf swing. There you go. There you go, Lloyd. That was great.
How far should you let the club go, or like this, right? This your wrists. How far should you, as far as comfortable, or
On the backswing?
yeah,
Yeah, as far as comfortable. But remember the double pendulum is
Right.
the utility of speed.
right,
And the
right.
double pendulum's created at the wrist joint. So we can definitely create more speed with more wrist angle. We're going to create way less speed with less wrist
Right,
angle.
right, true.
You know, now, tension is the enemy. So I don't want to be cocking my wrist so much that my right hand hurts.
Right.
You know what I
okay,
mean?
True.
And remember, we're swinging the arms. So you're going to get the correct wrist hinge automatically.
Okay.
As long as you've got a good firm hold on the club, the wrists are loose, and we're swinging the arms. Look, my wrists are doing whatever they need to do. If I swing the club back to here, my wrists have hinged less automatically. If I swing it back to here, my wrists have hinged fully automatically, because now look, the weight of the club is tipping
Right.
my wrist.
Right.
At this point, the weight of the club is tipping my wrist less, and if I was doing a little chip shot, I'm actually making the same swing. I'm swinging my arms with
Yeah.
loose wrists, and now look, I have way less hinge in my wrist. Most coaches learn that as different techniques. It's not different techniques. It's the same exact framework of swinging, and it's naturally going to play out a little differently through the bag, which is great. You see what I mean? So we got to swing the arms, let the wrists go. Let the wrists go. That's especially true on the downswing as we let it release. See, I'm putting the speed into my arms. And because my wrists just don't have tension, look at the club. It just did that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that.
One thing I just noticed on your
Mhm.
swing is your hands don't go way up here.
Oh, I was just making a little swing right now.
Okay,
I was
so
just making a little swing right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, it's changed for me over the years.
okay,
When you get the club head leading, if you're a golfer that tends to go, I used to be a golfer that was way back here. Past parallels, they say. What I learned about that is that it was because I was dragging the takeaway. So I would drag the takeaway, and then the club would set late.
okay,
You see, and then it flops back here.
right.
But I also then would hit the ball all over God's creation. You know what I mean? And thank God I was really good from around a tree. Yeah, really good from around a tree. Yeah. So yeah. But now look, if I get the club head leading, my swing ends
Okay,
a little bit
right.
differently, And then also I have a lot of shoulder injury, right? So I'm not quite as flexible there as I used to be,
Sure.
But yeah, there's no magic length to a backswing. You know, Dana Quigley played the tour. He was on the senior tour when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
But he was on ESPN every freaking weekend, making the cut, hitting his driver from here.
Yeah.
You know,
And like John Rahm, it looks like
he's short backswing.
he doesn't look like he's
Short backswing.
Yeah.
No,
And
no leg movement.
right, and he can hit the ball a long way. I
Because
mean,
he's got the speed.
right.
He whacks it.
Yeah.
Freaking, he flings the club. He's got total abandon when he hits it. You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, so yeah, he's a great example of what we're talking about. Brooks Koepka is a really good example. The guy just freaking stands still and doesn't even make a full shoulder turn. Rahm does not make a full shoulder turn. Tony Finau does not make a full shoulder turn.
Right.
Freddie Couples does not make a full shoulder turn. Just some of the longest hitters of their era,
Right.
you know, not making a full shoulder turn.
Yeah.
You know, McIlroy makes a full shoulder turn, but McIlroy has to do crazy. McIlroy's hips start moving backwards for a split second at impact. Because his hand speed is so great, it kind of forces his body to do that, and it catches up, and then he goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, don't try that one at home.
Well, and he's either really good or really bad. Seems like there's no
He's not the most consistent golfer we've ever
there's no in
seen.
between for him.
Exactly. Scheffler's probably doesn't have the same level of firepower, but Scheffler just finished what? I just heard. I don't watch golf anymore, but he finished what, top 3 weeks in a row or something. You know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, yeah, McIlroy, man. If McIlroy could have learned that knockdown wedge shot earlier in his career, I believe he would have over 10 majors by now. Definitely.
Yeah.
He finally learned it.
Yeah.
But he's going to win 3 or 4 more Masters.
Oh, probably. Oh.
He might. McIlroy should be the greatest Masters player in golf history. He is the best suited game for Augusta, probably of anybody that ever.
Really?
Yeah, maybe. He's got the best driver. He's got the best tee ball for Augusta of anyone of all time. I'm pretty sure. So, and that's a real advantage at Augusta. That's why they tiger-proofed it, right? Because they were like, "Fuck, if this guy's hitting at 380 over these dog legs, like no one's going to beat this guy. We got to put some competition on TV."
Right. We got to
You
change
know?
the course somehow.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, we're not going to have a golf tournament if this guy keeps playing.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's see. I like where your head was at just there. Go back to that. Club head leading, fire from the top. Woo! Well, yeah, you're whipping that thing. You know that you're whipping that thing. That's great. There you go, Lloyd. All right. You can play that ball. Nice job. Good.
You know, the distance. You know, when I first met you, I said that I would like to hit the ball further,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I've changed my mind about that.
Okay.
I don't necessarily want to hit the ball further with a certain club. I want to be consistent so I can pick the right club for the distance I've got. Does that make sense?
100% it does. 100% it does. Okay. But you're going to get a lot more distance. We're not there yet.
Okay.
No, absolutely. So distance control. There's no long 9-iron competition, right?
Right.
The whole. If you look at the pros, they miss the green, they miss their shots left and right. The secret to their iron game is they tend to be hole high. They can control the distance of the flight, you know. A pro, if they pull a little left or push a little right, they're not as unhappy about that as if they miss it long and short.
Right.
Same thing goes on putting.
I was just going to say that's even more important on
Exactly.
putting, isn't it? Distance
Right.
control.
It's all about the speed control. We get so caught up in the line. Okay,
Right.
I mean, I'll give you an example. Okay, I mean, you've had a 50-foot putt.
Yeah.
Have you ever missed a 50-foot putt 20 feet long or 20 feet short?
Sure.
Sure, we all have.
Yeah.
Have you ever missed a putt 30 feet left or 30 feet right? Unless, I mean, maybe if you were on the most wild green and
Right.
it took a crazy ass slope and went over there, right?
Right.
But typically,
Otherwise, no.
no, you're not yanking your putt 30 feet over there,
Right.
right? So you have a greater margin for error in the long and the short.
Yes.
You know, you've had a 140-yard shot and you chunked it 3 yards. That you missed the shot by 137 yards. Have you ever blown your 8-iron 137 yards to the right? Not that far.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the accuracy is still about the distance.
Right.
So your point is correct. Totally correct. Yes. So we keep swinging. I'm gonna watch you swing. Just come. We're doing good. Keep the pedal down on the thoughts. The thoughts are good right now because you hit those two really well and you released it good. Club head leading. Whack it from the top. It's kind of the premise right now. Badass, Lloyd. Good, man. Good.
That felt good.
That was really good. That was really good. Good job, Lloyd. It didn't radar that one for us
Oh,
for
it
some
didn't?
reason. Nah,
Okay. I
that's
didn't.
okay.
I
You
didn't.
hit a little heavy anyway.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's good. They're all going pretty much on target. Same swing script. Feeling's good. The result's good. Can't replicate that. Just the script. Good. Good job. Good job. Okay.
That one didn't feel as good
It's
as.
a little thin.
Yeah.
They're all a little. They're all a little thin. So because they're a little thin, so I suspect right now that there's one hurdle that we haven't fully pulled out just yet. Remember, hurdles are logical assumptions.
Okay.
Okay, one of the logical assumptions that basically everybody faces is that we know the ball has to go into the air, and so we must create liftoff. But we know that that's not true.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Because we know how the ball gets in the air, right? We have loft, the ball hits, it has the grooves, it comes off at an angle, and we also know that when we're talking about dynamic loft, which is the number that's on the screen right now, top column on the right, second down, dynamic loft.
Mm-hmm.
Dynamic loft usually ends up being, the way the swing plays out, usually ends up being less than the loft on the club. But yet the ball still flies in the air. We're actually, that's you, I think, but you want to let it go?
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I don't
so-
need to get that.
So one of the things that I want you to practice this week
Okay.
is container number 2. I think container number 2 is what's going to move the needle on you right now, which is Harvey Phoenix's concept of the weed whacker. That's all he would tell people in the first lesson. He would show them how to grip it, and then he'd say, swing it like a weed whacker. Back in those days, everybody knew how to swing a weed whacker.
Yeah,
That motion, good.
yeah.
So, but it's a container. So you can apply whatever you like inside the weed whacker. Okay, so right now, I'm gonna demonstrate a couple weed whackers. Weed whacker is one of the few things I will demonstrate, because it doesn't show my golf swing.
Okay.
You know, it's not intimidating to people. I demonstrate if people really ask me to, but it's not, right, it usually doesn't give people good feelings, so I don't do it. So look, I'm doing the weed whacker, and I'm swinging with the intention of not lifting this ball in the air, but I'm trying to see how hard I can get this wiffle ball to hit the screen. Okay, the goal of the hit is to project the object,
Okay.
not to create
Right.
trajectory.
Right.
Trajectory is created by the club you choose and how you stand to it.
Right.
If I want the ball to go low, I'm going to get the club up tall. If I want the ball to go higher, I'm going to stand. Look, we'll talk. That's later.
Okay.
You know, you don't need to know that right now.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's not complicated. But that's not the point of the lesson. The point of that is that the trajectory is baked into how I set up to it,
Sure.
not my swing.
Right.
So look at this. If I wanted to lift it with the weed whacker, see how I kind of pulled up on that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, look where I pulled my club path. Left,
Right.
which is where yours is going a little bit right now.
Uh-huh.
And that's part of the leak in the distance.
Right.
So if I wanted to project it, it would be more. See how I just freaking drilled through that thing?
Right.
Just trying to whack that ball. So the other thing the weed whacker is going to teach you is really the feeling of this release, which you're going to then put back right in at the top, wherever the top is. Okay? So I want you to just go up there and hit some weed whackers, and don't get technical about it. Stay conceptual. Okay? Choke up on it, make it real nice and light. And it's weed whacker, and your job is to project the object. Swing as if your job was only to project the object. There. Yeah, dude. Yes. Keep the pedal down. That's how you attack the golf ball. Good. Good. Okay. Stop right there. Your motion is great. The reason it's not hitting the mat is there's a thought there. I don't know what it is. If we pull out the thought and the club starts to hit the mat, you're about to hit that weed whacker as far as your full swing was a minute ago.
Okay.
That's how good you're doing. But those shots would all been thin. They're not hitting the mat. So normally, I'm going to try jogging memory because I'm not sure exactly what the thought is. Normally, it is, we have had those moments where we catch it freaking steep in the ground. And it's like not a good feeling.
My thought is I don't want to hit behind the ball.
I don't want to hit behind the ball.
That's
Great, thank you. Okay, right. Because I'm like, there's nothing wrong with your swing just now. You did those weed whackers as good as anybody. That was freaking perfect. So it was a thought that was holding you back. So you identified it perfectly. Thank you. That's great. So, have a quick seat. Because this one I can do better in a lecture setting.
okay.
So, club head leading is the fundamental that makes the low point go forward. You know the low point, the bottom of the swing, which we
Right.
want the bottom of the swing slightly after impact. That means we've hit the ball first.
Right.
If the low point is behind the golf ball, we can hit it fat and thin that way.
Right.
It's fat and thin is the same problem. People look at that as it's two different things. It's the same thing that happened. It's, sometimes it's fat, sometimes it's thin, doesn't matter. Low point's too far back.
Right.
Okay? So watch this. If I'm swinging the pendulum and I shift my weight ahead of the club, it falls behind.
Mm-hmm.
See, if my body gets ahead of the club, we're catching it fat, right? But what was the old paradigm of the golf swing? It was to tug the club along with the body, right?
Yeah.
More or less.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you're hitting it fat. Now, you're like, what are your thoughts today? club head leading, get the club in front of me to swing the club, fire the club from the top. So now if my body follows the club, okay, my body follows the club, it goes, the better I do it leading with the club, it goes forward. See what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now that you know that, you're the way that you're swinging the club today, you're doing a great job with the swing, as I've said. You're not really at risk for hitting your shots fat. You know, if you were to hit a shot fat, you know what happened.
Yeah.
Your body got ahead of the thing.
Right.
So how do you fix it? You just get the club back in the lead,
Right.
and life is good.
Yeah, if you know why you made a bad shot, it's
Way less frustrating.
well, yeah, because you know how to correct it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we haven't gone over that specifically, but you already know how to not hit your shots fat. That's what you just learned there.
Right.
Fundamental number one, club head leading. So you have no risk of hitting the shots fat. Your job is just to put the greatest blow on the ball with your swing as you can. And so you can't put the most solid blow on the ball if you're trying to avoid the ground. You know, some students are like, Miles, will you teach me how to make a proper divot? You know, that's not possible because your divot today is going to be a lot different than it was 4 days ago because it rained today and it didn't rain 4 days ago. And then if you go travel to Arkansas, your divot's going to look a lot different because now you're on bent grass, right?
Right.
So that doesn't matter. You know, the only thing we need to hit the ball before the club hits the ground to put the blow on the ball.
Right.
But we don't want to avoid the ground. If we avoid the ground, then we're not ever getting to the
right.
because we want to get there
Right.
on the ball, not you know
Right.
this,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So put it to the test. It's an experiment. You know, you're on a mat. You know, you're not, even if you don't implement that properly, you're not in a position right now with your swing where you're going to catch one really, really thick into the mat and to where it would shock your wrist or anything.
Right.
So I want you to I want you to really try to retrain your belief as you do this weed whacker that I'm trying to project the ball and I'm going to allow this club to just move right through. Whatever that is, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's where a little bit of creativity comes in on your part. How to retrain that,
Okay.
or reframe that belief, that idea for yourself. And I'll help you with that. But let's see. So your job is to project the ball, and the club can move right on through. Maybe make a practice swing and see if the weed whacker can hit the mat. Perfect.
That's good.
It's all right. Good. Keep the pedal down on the belief. Don't let it be about the action. Good. 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 Go ahead and hit some balls. Project the ball. Nice, Lloyd.
That was. I don't think I hit the mat on that one.
No,
But
it's not about hitting the mat.
I mean,
When it does or doesn't hit the mat, try to find the psychology.
okay.
And pardon me, I got to pull up my Google Maps because I'm trying to get to this place by 12.
Okay.
Um,
Hey, and we can, if you have to go, if you have to.
that's why I moved you to 10:30 because I wanted to still give you as close to a full hour and a half as I could today.
Well, and.
But this has been a good session.
Yeah,
really
if you
good
need
session.
to go.
No,
you can-
no.
That's not a big
No,
deal.
I'm just letting you know. I don't like to do that. Good job, Lloyd.
That felt good.
That was a lot better. I'm gonna project the object with no consequence to anything else. Yes. Project the object, and then the rest is freewheeling. It's one of my favorite album titles. Bob Dylan's first album, The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan.
Freewheeling?
Isn't that awesome? Oh shit, this thing is in Sanger?
Sanger, it'll take you 15 minutes to get to 35, and then another 30 maybe to get to Sanger.
Nice job, Lloyd.
So when I'm hitting off the mat, especially at the driving range, it seems to me like if I hit the mat, if I feel like I'm hitting the mat fairly hard, I think I'm going to be hitting behind the ball on the course.
You can feel yourself contacting the ball first.
Okay. You know what I used to do when I wanted to keep the ball a little bit lower? I would move up on the ball. And
Put the ball back in your stance.
And that is, well, then you have to adjust your whole swing.
You do. You got to adjust your setup quite a bit to do that.
Yep. Somebody a long time ago said, just move up on, put the ball in the back of your stance and you'll be able to hit it further. Well,
it's a trick to deal off the club.
Right.
It's not the way.
Naturally.
Exactly.
Yeah. Instead of, why don't you just hit a different club?
Right.
Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know. That one didn't feel really good. I don't think I had the right.
Good. Okay, good. Hit them all hard. That's good. There you go.
That felt a little bit better.
Really good. Reframe the objective every time. Project the object. Put a blow into this golf ball. Weed whacker. Nice, dude. There you go. All right. How you feeling?
Good. I get a little bit tired.
I know. I feel you. That's kind of what I figured too. We usually end around an hour and 10 minute, hour and 15 minute.
Yeah. If you need to go.
No, I don't need to go.
Okay.
I'm going to be late anyway. So I'm texting her to see if I should even still show up. I don't want to get up there and be like, oh, it's closed. I would have had to leave. I would have had to left at 11 to make it there. That's 44
really?
minutes away. Yeah. I didn't realize that. That would have been nice. Miles, it's not a local event. But whatever. Okay. But regardless, I think we're kind of in the wrap-up phase anyway of where we would be at.
Yeah.
So I think you can really use this container and this idea to practice and get
Right.
The goal is still distance. The goal is still to project the object, and your job is to frame. Your job is to put the picture in the frame before every swing.
Right.
Okay? Frame the objective freaking clearly for yourself before every swing. Get in the habit of doing that, and your results are going to be a lot more consistent. You know, even just in the shots you hit today, they were thin, but none of them leaked either direction. They were all there. You know,
Within reason, yeah. I mean,
within reason.
yeah.
Your weed whackers were going as far as your full swings, like I said.
Right.
No one in the full swing.
Yeah. Well, maybe if I can, maybe that's what I need to start.
It's just a container to develop, to break the barrier of the low point.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you want to gain trust. Okay, so one of the ways that you can gain trust is to put yourself in a low stakes environment. You know, just a little weed whackers where you're just focusing on weed whacker and hitting the mat, and you're like, oh, by golly, it's not over here, it's here. Just do that like 1 or 2 times before you leave, and you can practice this. Just strike the mat with the weed whacker. Little swing. Real little weed whacker. There you go. Good. Strike through the mat. There you go. Good. Really good.
You know, I can tell with the low when I hit the mat, I can tell that the low point is a little bit in front.
You can.
Yeah.
Perfect. Very good. Very good. That's what I mean, right? And I'm proud of you for that, dude. Because a month ago, you would have been asking me where the low point was. Today, you were like, Miles, I can see where I put the low point. You didn't even need my feedback.
Yeah.
Good job, dude. That's what I'm talking about, right? Because that's what it is. You know, golfer, you're the autonomous one. Good job, Wood. Okay, let's put someone on the schedule.
Okay. Mother's Day's coming up on Sunday. Next week, well, it's kind of open.
Open?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
What date's good for you?
My next week's relatively open too. Let's do. Wednesday morning again. Like 10:30. Sure. I know. Hopefully, something you had to take. Okay.